All right, here's what I ended up going with my second attempt at the seat springs installation. That's the first one. It's still going well enough, so I probably won't redo it until it breaks or starts to get real sloppy. Um, so what I ended up doing here is I originally had the seat forward quite a bit compared to this version, because this seat is sitting back just a little from where it was on stock. But when I did this one, and this was forward to about here, that was too much. I felt like I couldn't sit back. I'm only 5'8", 5'9", and still I really want to sit way back on this portion. And when that was up, 3-4 inches, that just wasn't there, and I was knocking my knees. So I decided I'm just gonna move it back, and that's gonna work for my shorter wife. Also, she liked how mine sat, and mine squished down probably from abuse, so we might get her shorter springs. These are 3-inch springs. I think those are too. Those springs seem to be of a lesser quality when I got them, but they might have been 2-inch springs. No, I don't think so. I think they were just of shoddier quality. Just kind of a crapshoot. It's the same kit that I bought. Anyway, what I ended up doing to move the seat back and for good positioning was to utilize the bolt screws on the seat as the guides in the spring. So I was a little concerned about using that thing, using that for the dual purpose, but it turns out that I think that's going to work out just fine. Another thing that you might be able to do is utilize the front screw of the seat and eliminate this bolt here. This one's covered by the plastic underneath the seat, so I did have to countersink that one. It certainly wasn't a big deal. Just used a spade bit. When you do that, you want to make sure that the spade bit is big enough to cover the socket that will fit into that hole to help tighten that down. This one could stay on top because that's in a gap in the seat. But anyway, this one could potentially be removed and reutilized or use that for dual purpose. I don't know. This was okay. You're gonna have to grind that out either way in order to line this up in order to line up these guides, also the seat screws, into the spring. So to do that, you have to grind this down a little. I used a Dremel for that. Took a while, but it was easy work. Anyway, I'm really happy with this. This makes a heck of a difference riding on rough trails. And from going from 10-15 minutes of hard ride and really killing your back to you can stay out to an hour and a half, no problem. So that's been my experience. Let's see. Before I leave, the screws that I used, where did those go? So these are the longer seat screws. It's I believe they're 6mm by 40mm hex, and so that gave me enough depth to go into the seat through the wood and have some washers on here to be used as guides into the seat springs. And then on the front, since I drilled it out and I countersunk that, I was able to reuse the original screws, which are about half the size, I would guess. So anyway, that's what worked for me.